Hey everyone, we are here with yet another graduation call with one of my clients, Anita from Hong Kong. Hi, Anita.
Hi, Srividya.
Hey, super excited and happy to connect with you and recount our journey of the last 6 months. And boy, it's just been so inspiring, Anita, to just see the kind of transformation you've been able to bring about in your eating habits, your movement habits, and just holistically with your entire lifestyle. And I can say that you are now a new person, but I would love to dig into your progress. But can you just start off with sharing a few words about yourself, Anita? Like, what do you do and your family?
So I'm a life coach and a healer, as well as I teach half day. So I do both. I also do a lot of learning. So as Srividya knows better than anything, that I'm constantly on some course or the other. And
Nice.
other than that, it's a lot of self-care that I do indulge in. And yeah, I go running once a week. So it's kind of a routine lifestyle that I have. And I live in Hong Kong.
Nice.
I've studied here. Yeah.
Super. Thank you so much for sharing that, Anita. So, also your age. I mean, given that we have a lot of women across age groups watching this, so if you can just share your age, so there's some perspective to our
Milestone
discussion.
just hit my milestone 50, and that's why I give
Nice.
myself the gift of having this coaching program for myself because I thought this is it. I could see, certain changes in my body, my habit, emotional, physical level. So that's when I thought that I need to do something about it now before things get
Really
out.
appreciate. Yeah, totally hear you, Anita. I mean, this is a very difficult phase, which kind of throws curveballs into, the physiological self, psychological self, mental, emotional, all around that we go through all of these changes that kind of makes us feel so confused with poor clarity on what's exactly going on. Like we kind of don't connect with ourselves anymore. We look at ourselves in the mirror and think like, who's staring back? Like, I don't even recognize this person. So much has changed. So I totally hear you about wanting to take this proactive step to learn these skills to navigate this tough phase. I would say it's like one of the other transitional, like a really crucial transitional phase after puberty is menopause. Like we go through a similar transitional phase. So tell me what was going on for you before you met me, Anita, in terms of specifics.
Mm, I'm assuming I'm blaming everything on menopause. So if I'm feeling fatigue, I'm like, must be the menopause. I think I just lost the gist of even doing anything, binge eating, and I could see myself. I knew I was doing it. I would, my choices of food, it's like just take whatever comes, whatever's at arm's distance and just eat, eat, eat. Possibly emotional, just like suppressing things. And lifestyle, I could say, was active, but I probably wasn't so keen on it. Like, it's like I did what I had to do because I have to do it. That's it, simply put. But I realized also I had seen a dietitian before that, and maybe two. So maybe like 20 years ago when I followed a dietitian, it worked. You're younger, you follow a diet, it works. Now the second time, which is before I met you, was when I think I just it's like nothing fit for me. I was like, shove it, they just shove these diet plans at you. And I'm like, it's not working because you don't understand me. It almost seems like a cookie cutter. You join, it's first thing, go vegan, go gluten free. And I'm still questioning, but that's not solving my problem. I'm, and I just hated it. I hated every step of it. I possibly didn't even do half the things I had to do. And then I quit halfway. I just said, listen, with due respect, you must be amazing, but it doesn't work for me. I've come to this point, I don't even need a dietitian. And then I had a call with you because I wasn't sure what to expect. So we had a clarity call, and of course, because of your Instagram, what caught me was menopause. Like when you understand what it feels like to be in this. So I had a chat with you and I understood that, okay, we're not focusing on you follow this and at 9 a.m. eat this, then 10 a.m. eat that. And that's something I just, it doesn't work. And I've tried it, so it doesn't work. And that's when then you explained to me that, there's accountability and you'll help to shape things around. And you even said whatever we do, like accountability and everything, will be sustainable. And that's what I want, right? Something that I'm going to keep doing, and it's easy. So whatever steps we have covered together, it feels like, okay, now it's just become a part of my life. It's easy. And it was simple. It wasn't even like hard. It's simple.
Thank you
Yeah.
for sharing that, Anita. I really hear you on this. Like so many women who join my coaching program have been through many different diet plans. Like you said, cookie cutter programs, like it works if you follow it to the T, but then if you like if the setback were to happen or travel or anything, you're not learning really any skills
Mm.
to apply during that time. And then you basically just come back and give up saying, oh, it's not working anymore. Right? So I totally hear you on that. And that's when women join me and say, hey, I'm putting my hands up in the air, giving this a last go. Can you actually help me? So
Same.
I'm really desperate for change and I want that to stick. So can you actually help me? So that's how
Yeah.
it's exactly what you shared as well. And I totally hear you on that. So you wanted to go through a sustainable lifestyle change, see changes in your body composition, right? Most importantly, improve your eating habits for the better. That
Yeah.
sticks in the long term. That was your big goal.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
other one definitely was, hey, I don't want to feel deprived of my favorite
I
foods.
think
Like I want
that
to
was something
continue.
I was very sure of from the beginning, because even while we were going through a program, I wasn't asking you, but I'm like, I'm sure sooner or later she'll say, now stop this, now stop. I said, you know how I thought you're just being nice. You're like, okay, let's do it. And then at one point you might say, so now you stop the sugar. And I'm like, I'm sure she'll bring it up, I'm sure. But I think like we've come to the end, and I've been very open with you. I enjoy all my desserts. When I went for trail runs, I told you we had McDonald's fries, and you were like, very good, very good. So I think that's when I was like, see, this is what I wanted all my life. I should enjoy everything. And I eat every
Absolutely.
chocolate every day, and I eat that.
I mean, what's life? If you're unable to enjoy all of the good foods that you
Yeah,
grew up enjoying,
yeah, for sure.
it's not about overhauling your entire diet, but figuring out small tweaks in your eating habits that helps you enjoy the process as
Mhm.
well as see the results going. So finding that balance is
Yeah,
basically one of the skills that we teach inside the program, right? So
yeah.
tell me what kind of like we know that mindset plays a very important role, Anita. I mean, you're a life coach. You know how important it is to maintain the right kind of mindset to enable sustainability of the skills that you're learning. They don't stand separate. You've got
Mm,
to kind of have them running parallel. The right kind of mindset as well as the skills, so that if a setback happens, like typically it's your mindset that derails you from progress. Okay,
mm,
Anita, it's not working well. Why don't you just give up? That will be the first thing that you hear inside your mind, right?
mm.
So, how important were the mindset skills that you learned in the coaching program, like quitting the all or nothing thinking or quitting the perfectionist mindset?
I think it was the leverage of what is it that I didn't want to face, right? Like I didn't want to get big, like where there's no point of looking back. And being at this age, and I'm also single, so I'm also looking at what if I do want to explore, like, meet people. And presentation is very big for me as well. You want to feel good. So I think that knowing when change is a must, right? That I don't want to even go to that place. So when I would think of that, I would be like, no, I'm going to stick to this. Hmm.
So, basically, visualizing the consequences of not taking action that kind of helped you stay in the
Hmm.
moment and continue to build momentum, right?
Yeah. And
So,
also when
what kind of
all the wins and then say the scale dropping, it's like, really, you've come here, you want to like, yeah, like, come on, you can still,
keep it going?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, what kind of mindset traps did you struggle with earlier that saw a change during the course of the program?
Consistency, consistency, sustaining it was hard. Like 2, 3 days would be great. I could do something, give up something. I can give up dessert for a week, no problem. But I won't stay that way. There's no consistency. Yeah.
So, how did that change, Anita, during the course of the program?
because it's easy. We didn't do anything hard. We did everything easy, right? It was like, okay, it's doable. It worked for me. Um, Only because it was easy. I think I struggle with anything challenging and anything hard or anything put on me saying you can't do this. It I think even when I spoke to you, I would tell you that bothers me. You know, someone says you can't do this, and I'm like, what do you mean? That rebel feeling. Mm.
Absolutely. The resistance, right? I mean, suddenly, like if you're challenged like that, you start resisting and you
Yeah,
just freeze or flee,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
The freeze or flee response, right? So basically, that's not you. And if something is easy, something that is very natural, something
Mm.
that feels like, okay, you know what, I can continue keeping on this for a while. You feel confident, basically, when you're starting to take tiny actions. That kept you going,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that is the secret to staying consistent. Totally have unlocked that, Anita. I mean, keeping it simple, making sure the steps that you're following are actually very easy. That's the
Yeah.
way to build confidence and self-belief. And then once you're in a good routine that is
Mm.
forming a habit, then you can, think about scaling up. So that's the kind of approach that we follow. So um, tell me about your personal takeaways from this program relating to maybe consistency with movement or mindfulness. Again, you're somebody who's very mindful and very self-aware, Anita. I think that was the strength that we leveraged throughout the course of the program to help you learn about behaviors that were working and that were not working, and we were able to tweak it. So, how important was mindfulness throughout the entire program?
Yeah, it was very important and it came organically because, then I did realize, um, despite the coaching, there's certain responsibilities that were just mine, right? Like there was a time where I would want to rebel against what we were doing also, right? Like, you know what, I'm not going to put this today. I'm not going to do this today. Your mind does that, but then a certain part of you, like, I have to take responsibility. So I think for mindfulness, that's where it came. Like, why am I doing this? Why am I feeling this? So a lot of why questions, slowing down myself, and also allowing to fail was big because I think there was a time where again I dipped in the middle and then I was like, oh no, we're going to start from the beginning. But it was easy to do it then. We had our chat and then again we got back on and then it was just better after that. So it was also about being okay to fall off the rail a little bit.
Absolutely. That's such an important skill, Anita. If there will be setbacks, things are not going to be smooth, right? Like when we think about working on skill sets for a length of 6 months, life is not going to stop for you so that you can focus on yourself.
Yeah.
Life is going to continue to happen, and even amidst all the chaos, how do you prioritize yourself? How do you learn to be flexible with yourself? One day you're probably going to be 100%. Another very next day you'll probably be at 10%. And that's absolutely okay, right? So making peace with the inability to do perfect actions. I think that is a very big shift in the mindset. Being
Yeah.
flexible, letting go of perfectionism. There is no such thing as perfect meals or a perfect day. Everything
Mm.
is imperfect, right?
Yeah.
So accepting that, I think that has been a very big change, right, Anita?
You definitely acceptance.
Super. And also the other big skill, like you said, was just being aware of your behavior. Like when you're resisting, change is a very, very complex thing. And that's why it's people resist changing. They like to stay in their comfort zone or not take any action, right? But then we are looking at making tiny actions. And even with the tiny action, we start noticing resistance. Okay, so why am I resisting now? Why am I not able to do it? So that's where the mindfulness helped you unlock more insights about your behavior so that we could handle it at the root rather than say, okay, Anita, now this is something that you've got to change. But then why am I not able to change? That is where the answer is, right?
Yeah.
So you were able to unlock that about your behavior to help you move the needle even more on your consistency,
Yeah.
right? So tell me about nutritional awareness and the portions that we worked on for your goals, Anita. How important was that? What did you learn?
The plating, I think I'm more conscious about, and I think the protein became the biggest topic. I think we started in the at the very beginning. where I wasn't sure how much I should take and breaking it down. I was also under the impression that I had to take the big chunks of protein, that then not looking at the little bits, the 1 tablespoon here and there that was giving it. So I think being more aware of the protein, sometimes, it does happen. Some meals don't have enough. So then now I'm more conscious that, okay, if I'm not getting, shall I carry something so that I can add in? So that's changed a lot. Yeah. Slowing down my meals because I'm a binge eater, big time.
You're not alone, Anita. I mean, I come across women day in and day out.
Yeah, because we're eating fast, we're eating on the go, or
Yeah,
we're out and we have to eat fast for whatever. Like my workplace, my lunch hour is probably gives me only about 30 minutes because we're teaching. So we get breaks, but a lunch break is 30 minutes. But it's manageable though. But now it is. Earlier, I'd be like eating really fast. But yeah.
yeah, busy women, we take care of so many responsibilities, it's so
Yeah.
difficult. But the minute you start paying attention to what you're eating, how much you're eating, everything changes, right? So tell
Uh,
me about how important was that skill of paying more attention to what you're eating and how much you're eating.
um, it's big because then you realize you're full before you know it, right? Otherwise, you're constantly thinking I'll need. And also, um, when I'm eating at home, it's fine. I serve myself in my bowl and I'm going to eat this. Especially when you go out, you order a lot. If you're going with people, you've ordered a lot more. That's when it's a bit hard because you don't know where to stop. So I think that awareness needs to come like, okay, I'm going to stop here because I'm happy. I tasted everything. I didn't even pick and choose. I took everything, little. And then there was just mindfulness that you've had everything and now we can stop just by taking that pause. And yeah, now it's just become easier. I think earlier it was harder to do the same thing and now it's possible.
Mhm.
It's also
So
not
the intuitive,
after a meal, right? I found that when we're eating fast, when I used to, at least for me, I was feeling sick or I had that afternoon slump.
mm,
And
the
now
fatigue and feeling like a nap, right?
yeah,
Very
yeah,
sluggish and bloated,
yeah.
feeling very heavy.
If it's nighttime, then yeah, you're having bloating issue because it's time
Mm.
for bed. So when you know that, okay, I feel great that time, then it's like it's worth it also.
Absolutely. So the intuitive eating skills are three skills. It's a triad. One
Mm,
is knowing, how hungry you are, right? Pausing before you eat to assess your hunger and plate your meal based on that. Second one is slow and mindful eating, and the third one is actually stopping when you feel satisfied,
yeah, yeah.
right? So these are the three skills you learned, and tell me the impact of it on how you felt, your body composition, gut health. Can you talk a little bit about those kind of progress markers, Anita?
Gut health improved a lot because I think I told you I was against drinking water. Like I think even if I tell, it's really weird because if I do have a small discussion and I'm like, yeah, water, they're like, but you never drink water, and I'm like, well, look, I'm not here to like preach anybody because I'm like, I would, obviously recommend people see a coach. Like, I would definitely recommend you. I'd be like, look, it's worked for me. For somebody who struggled with digestion issues, it worked for me. And that's all I can say, right? Because I'm not just saying something that I read in a book or anything, I'm doing it myself. So that helped me a lot with the digestion. I'm the type I take everything for digestion, pre-digesters and these supplement, and I stopped taking my pre-diet, the one I used to take before meals now. I didn't need it.
Wow,
Yeah.
nice. Way to
Because
go, Anita. So
I realized
happy.
that these little things help, then I don't need to take the enzymes. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word. Enzymes.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So the pre-digestive enzymes, is it?
I used to take that.
Okay, got it. So
Mhm.
yeah, so the bloating reduced drastically. You didn't feel
Okay.
heavy. You felt light and active after the meal. And taking water definitely helped with your digestion and also appetite regulation, right? Water regulates your appetite. Your hunger is more predictable during the day rather than
Yeah.
quick crashes and cravings and all of that. So there was a lot of predictability with your hunger. You were able to plan and prep ahead
Yeah.
because you knew when hunger was going to strike, right? So either like, okay, I've got my workout, what am I eating before? What am I
Mm,
eating after? What's for dinner? How can I make it more nourishing? So
Yeah.
these were all things that we worked on, apart from, of course, meal plating skills, like exactly plating your meal with protein and how much fiber to have. I mean, and this is all very individual, Anita. This is not something that you can tell everybody and say, okay, this is the way you've got to eat. That's when
Mm.
it backfires. You've got to really customize it for the individual, work for a
Yeah.
length of time to understand what works, what doesn't work, and kind of make a routine out of it. So I'm really glad it worked out for you, Anita. Very happy to hear that. Tell me about the sleep routine that we worked on. You struggled a lot. I mean, you used to
Yeah.
have classes and late nights and all of that. Even with the scope of everything that was going on, we were trying to do the best we can with the sleep. So, how helpful was that in terms of recovery and
Uh,
energy?
when I'm on it, on a good sleep routine, it's great. Sometimes it gets messed up when I have holidays. That's where it's lovely to have a holiday, but that also kind of disrupts things because then you end up sleeping later because you allowed yourself to, and you're very relaxed also. Like on a weeknight, I'm ready to sleep early. The courses does go on like tomorrow, day after I have it again, but I'll jump onto it because now I'm aware, right? Like 9:30, put everything away. And I'm ready to sleep then by 10. But I have to do those little steps, like how we had said that just close everything. I try not to check messages or anything like that. And then it really does help.
Absolutely, Anita. I mean, I'm so happy to hear that we kind of nailed it. It's not an easy practice at all,
Yeah,
given
because
that
that's
there
what
are
I realized.
just so
That's
many.
another thing that's my responsibility, right? That's on me where if the classes are on, then there's nothing I can do about that. But at least the days that I don't have it, I'm able to put that into place.
I mean, that's again another crucial skill for every woman to learn, which is juggling priorities, learning to understand what is important and urgent and what is something that you can put it off for another day or delegate it. Those were again some
Yeah.
skills that we worked on. Drawing boundaries, definitely. Understanding how to say no. If you
Yeah.
want to say yes to sleep, you've got to say no to Netflix, late night
Oh, yeah.
scrolling, you're right, late night talking, whatever. So saying no, again, you were very particular about
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to
Meeting people
restaurants and
also.
say,
You don't
yeah,
have to
exactly.
just 6:30 meet up, otherwise meet for coffee. I'm quite strict with that now also.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
these are very, very important skills, and I'm so glad you nailed it, Anita.
Yeah.
And there were a couple of stressful situations, both at work as well as personally, that we worked through in terms of pausing, the notice and name practice. We pause, we notice our emotion, we kind of unpack it a little bit. How important were those skills?
Those are good. It goes quite deep where you like think about what's going on and then that emotion reveals more things and then more things. So it helps to loosen that up so that then you don't, so when it happens again, you react differently, simply put. So like you said, you unpack it because the minute you ask what's going on, where is it coming from, you get a whole can of worms come out anyway. So that helps a lot and you feel at ease. You
You feel
start.
light at the end of it, right? I mean, the
Yeah, and you
reflections
understand
that
why
we do.
you're behaving the way you behave or react the way you react. Mm.
Super. So, tell me more about some de-stressing strategies that we worked on, like breath work, box breathing. These are some things
Yeah,
that were introduced to you. So, how helpful were those, Anita?
those are very good for even before mealtime, just to relax, right? Before getting hyper. Because sometimes when I don't have enough time, I do get hyper. Then I only have 15 minutes to eat. What am I going to do? And then I'm just like, just relax. Because then, honestly, you can stretch time when you really think that you've relaxed. That 15 minutes start feeling like half an hour. Otherwise, those 15 minutes feel like 5 minutes if you're like panicking. So it really,
Rushing through it.
yeah, that's when you feel like I really bend time there. But um, yeah, it just helps to relax, helps before bedtime as well. So that was really good, useful. I feel the pausing, even the between meal is good. Breath work, just one breath and out during the meals. That was also very useful.
Absolutely. I mean, that I've heard so many people, like really anxious people are the ones who kind of like type A personality, they call themselves, right? They rush through the meal and they cannot slow down at all. Now, what I've seen is when you change the way you eat, it reflects in other areas of your life, how you're very calm, composed. you're able to make better decisions, you're pausing more, and you're not so stressed as before, right?
Yeah.
So it goes hand in hand. Changing the way you eat definitely has an impact on other aspects of your life as well. Now, I know when you joined my coaching program, Anita, you were in a very difficult space mentally and emotionally, right? So I recalling the conversation where you said poor self-confidence, poor self-esteem, not really in a great space, right?
Yeah.
So how are you feeling now when you have gone through a personal transformation?
Definitely I'm confident. Like I'm not feeling like I'm losing. It was more like a downward spiral back then. Now my approach, outlook to life is so different. I think in many areas, not just one. There's yeah, you're just happy in, every situation. There's not like a complain concept every time, like, well, this is wrong. There's not much to complain about as opposed to more things to be happy about or grateful about.
Wow, that's definitely a 360-degree change, Anita. So
Yeah,
happy for you.
yeah,
Because I remember our first conversation was quite emotional and down. But
yeah,
now you're saying, hey, I actually have something to look forward to. I'm not thinking about what's not happening, but I'm actually happy about what's really happening.
yeah.
Right?
What's
So
the
that's a shift in perspective.
Yeah,
And you were kind of feeling out of control back then. Now it feels more put
frustrated. Yeah,
together.
it was
Right?
frustration. Yeah,
Exactly. And now how do you feel, Anita?
content. Like I would say I'm content, I'm happy. I'm not, yeah, like I said, I'm not counting problems. That's the feeling I get. I'm more like, okay, what's there to look forward to? What can I do? What can I do? Mm-hmm.
So sporting that growth mindset hat, right, all the time.
Yeah.
Like it's okay to feel bad, it's okay to feel emotional or frustrated or annoyed about something. But how do you turn that around in a way that it moves you in the right direction of your
Yeah.
goal and not keep pulling you down, right? Again, that's not going to be helpful. So, how to get unstuck from that? These are all the skills that really help you. Constant reflection, pausing, being with yourself, being
Yeah.
very mindful, right?
Yeah.
Super stuff, Anita. Now, another important, crucial piece that we kind of indirectly work on is your relationship with food. We did not directly attack it, but then by giving yourself permission to try out many things, not saying no, sort of starts to change the perspective about food. So, how will you say your relationship with food is right now, and how was it before?
Hmm. Like I love food. I'm very fond of trying everything, and I still do. Back then, I think it's that feeling of FOMO, or it's gonna go out of fashion kind of feeling. It's like, hurry, it's gonna finish, it's gonna go out of fashion, eat, eat, eat. Um, yeah, now it's like, yeah, let's go and then eat. Like I told you, all the viral desserts that we have, this pistachio thing that's going on. I'm like, let's go try all. And I told you, I've had all of it. Like, but again, I'm also using that concept you said, right? Like, you don't have to finish everything, which is true. Sometimes you're like, I want to order two different ones with my friend. So I've kept it very easy that just eat how much you can eat and let the rest go. It's fine. I'm okay to pitch the rest or give it away or bring it home. So that helps because in that way, we have everything. Because I still enjoy
Mm.
that, and I do go out a lot. Like, I eat out a lot of my meals out. So I don't like to refuse. If someone's like, should we order dessert? I'm like, of course, we should order it and have it. Right? Like, of course we should have it. So that continues. So then you have that excitement that I'm not going to not get it next time. And it's not also saying I don't believe in cheat days.
Yeah,
I just don't like that
totally
whole
hear you.
cheat days because
The
why?
concept of cheating, it makes you feel like you're doing
Yeah,
something
it's like that
wrong.
means tomorrow I can't
Like,
do it. Right? No. So it's
exactly.
you can have every day if you want to have every day. So, and then you don't do it. Actually, you don't end up doing it when you're like saying, it's okay, we can have every day, but you don't end up. See,
Nice. Hey, thanks for pointing that out. So it's like when you say you should not have it, you should avoid it. There is
yeah.
this constant tug of war that's happening between you and the food. And guess
Mhm.
what's going to win? Right? Food's going to win all the time.
Yeah.
Because We are all emotional eaters. Like there is some kind of feeling associated with food, and you're just never going to win if you keep saying you should not have it. It's just quite natural. The minute you say don't think about monkey, you're going to think about the monkey, right? So similarly, when you gave yourself unconditional permission to have whatever you wanted, you realize there is nothing else, nothing holding you, right? And then there is no urge now to constantly think about food or have it, right?
Mm.
So you kind of let go of that hold and then you gained power. The food no
Yeah.
longer holds any power or control over you.
Yeah.
And then you're able to give yourself permission to eat whatever you like and then stop because you gave yourself permission. I'm pretty sure if you had told your friend, oh, we should not be having this dessert, you would have found yourself neck deep in that pistachio dessert,
I would have
right?
gone at it again or something. I would have done something crazy like that.
Exactly.
Now it's like,
So
take it, bring it. I'll bring home a big cake and then I'll have a tiny piece. I'll bring it home huge. I'll have small. And then obviously everyone at home, I'm like, eat it, eat it. But at least I had it. I feel happy.
yeah. See, that says control, Anita.
Yeah.
To bring a big piece of cake, knowing fully well that you are not going to indulge more than what is necessary, you have arrived. Fantastic work,
Yeah.
Anita. Very happy to hear that. Now, let's talk about your relationship with your body and the scale. These are other two problem or troublesome areas for women in general. So, how do you think shaping your mindset and perspectives about so many things that we worked on helped improve your relationship with your body and skin?
There comes a like acceptance somewhere that with the scale, it's great. Like you see, and you're like, okay, it's working. Whatever I'm doing is working. It's dropping. Um, and the body also now, it's more like you accept it more, doing that. Okay, take your time. Now it's more not like a rush. Like, yeah, there's no rush. And some days, yes, I feel that okay, it's just that belly zone that's left, but it's kind of like okay, it'll go slowly, slowly, and then honestly, you also come to that acceptance that we're not 30, and you're like little bit will be there, but it's okay now. I'm kind of like, it's not excessive, otherwise it's just maybe nobody else can tell but me. Honestly, if I tell someone, oh, I'm struggling with the belly, and nobody else will be like, where, what belly? Sometimes it's like that. Then I realize myself, maybe I'm just making such a big deal out of it, you know. So I feel more like, yeah, I don't want to like push or keep looking at it saying there's this to improve, that to improve. It's like it'll shed off without, before I know it, maybe one day I'll look and I'll be like, okay, it's gone. That kind of, yeah.
Absolutely, totally hear you, Anita. I mean, it's sometimes it's about having unrealistic expectations of, oh, you know what, I need to fit into my 20s body or that outfit that I wore during college that I want to fit into pre-marriage times. That's totally unrealistic. As a woman, we go through so many changes with deliveries. If it was a difficult emergency C-section, your belly is just crushed beyond its limits. And so there is so much elasticity, like it's very loose skin, especially your lower belly. So you can go under the knife, but is that an option for you, right? So the point is, we continue doing what we want to be doing. You are right now in control of the skills, and the outcome will figure itself out. Exactly like you said, maybe it will take 6 months, maybe another year. So what? There is no hurry, right? It's about focusing on what makes you feel good, what makes you look good. Definitely, you're glowing, your skin is glowing out because of all the nutrition that you've been having, protein and fiber and all of it, water intake, your
Mm.
hair, all of that definitely helps. And inches are dropping. We can't say it's zero, it's definitely dropping. Scale have started to move. We just have to continue doing what we are doing and stay focused on the daily
Yeah.
behaviors. So totally hear you about how certain kind of acceptance and comes in, and also how we sort of reshape our expectations, right? I think knowing that we are doing what is under our control is big,
Yeah.
right? We started off feeling so confused and with lack of clarity, but today you're like more in control.
Yeah.
So some of the skills that we worked on also were about you. You're someone who eats out a lot, right? Restaurants, travel and all of that. So how important were those strategies that we implemented, Anita?
Mm, picking and choosing, right? So it was not like, mm, 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 mm. Yeah, it's like picking, choosing, ordering everything that I want. So I'm not compromising. But then, like I mentioned earlier, just eat how much you want. If I'm able to pack it, pack it. If they're not, then leave it. And it's happened and I'm okay with it. Earlier, maybe I wasn't. I was like, finish it. Now that we ordered, now finish it. And
Yeah.
now it's like, it's okay. Someone will either take it or they're otherwise, but at least you're feeling satisfied at the end that you tried everything you wanted to.
Yeah, absolutely. Pausing, looking up the menu beforehand, understanding what you want to have, order them first,
Yeah.
maybe have them pack half and only bring half to the
Yeah.
table. There's so many different strategies that we implemented. And then we also understand there is so much under our control. When we think, oh, I'm going out and I'm totally going to be out of control, these are all tiny steps that you can do that makes you feel in
Yeah.
control,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Mm.
Super. So, what do you think was an aha moment, Anita? Like one key skill that you think was very impactful on your transformation?
I think for me was the way I eat, the intake of water, chewing, smaller portions, smaller bites, all that help rather than gobbling, scoffing down food. I'm obviously switched to eating with teaspoon sometimes, just little. I told you sometimes I'll pick up chopsticks just to eat my rice or
Yeah.
little, and then so that really helped. Slowing it down, water, and just thinking whether I could stop now, like when I can stop.
So the intuitive eating skills were really a game changer for
Yeah,
you, right?
it helped.
So tell me your feedback, Anita, about your coaching experience, working with me, support, accountability, and the guidance that you received.
In all areas, it was amazing. Like I feel so glad that I followed my intuition and I met you because again, I like you asked me how come and why I chose you, but I'm like, look, on Instagram, I just felt you will understand. You will understand what I need. And I think like, just taking the leap of faith, and I think it was fabulous because we got along well. You understood everything. You were on par with everything that I was logging in for my the scale and measurement. So just knowing that okay, you're looking and you're like, what have you done with your step count so much? And you'd suddenly be like, oh, what is she saying? Oh, yeah, she's talking about the run that I did yesterday. And so suddenly when you hear that, you're like, okay, someone's watching, someone's celebrating you. That was really that's been excellent. And I just say support because when I told you straightforward, I can't do this, like not do this, and then, like I think with the food, I said now I can't, but I'm hungry. What do I do? It was like, okay, never mind. So there was patience, not like pushy or yeah, it just felt like there was patience. It's like take your time, we'll start again, we'll try another way, let's try another way. So a lot of flexibility, and you're just such a kind and gentle soul. And
Thank you so much,
you
Anita.
do the
Really
work
appreciate it.
yourself. You do the work yourself. So it's not like you're sitting there and just telling everyone because you show up doing the work. And when I met you, it was also, a period for you at that point, and then you was having your ups and downs, and you were showing up, and you're like, okay, that shows a lot about you. You've done the work, you're doing it while we're doing it. So
Thank you so much, Anita. It means a lot to
Yeah.
hear this from you, and you've been amazing to work with. So committed, so inspiring. The way you show up for yourself with all the chaos that was going on around you. I mean, doing courses, late night stuff, and still showing up with energy for yourself. That's like insane. Okay, so that's like next level commitment. So I really enjoyed, working with you. Um, as a parting message, what would you say for the women who are watching this video and who are hesitating to invest in themselves? Like taking up coaching is kind of like a new thing right
Mm,
now, right? So there is a lot of hesitation that I see in women, or also because of past failures. Like they've done multiple diets, they've already
yeah.
spent a big chunk of money, and they feel like this is going to be another one that's going to fail. So what will you tell those women, Anita?
That I've also tried and tested, not one diet plans, like lots of diet plans. Um, but the investment you can make on yourself is this, then everything else is worth it because you'll see it, like it's going to give you return on investment, the energy to do so much. Work wise, you'll be more, you'll have other people asking you like you're different, and then you feel, what, I've done something right. And coaching is so much, it's just very different from just a dietitian, very different. I would say this is what you would need for sure, because it starts with the mindset, and then it just rewires everything for you. So I mean, I usually nowadays, that's what I tell people when they're struggling with anything, nothing to do with menopause. Also, you don't have to be in menopause to need a health coach, to be very honest. I'm like, just see a health coach first and then take it from there. You'll know, you'll have, again, you get to have a chat, you get to feel what we're going to do together, ask your questions. It makes a huge difference. Huge.
It means a lot hearing from another life coach such as yourself, Anita. Like you hit the nail on the head. Dietitian is great. She's going to give you a diet plan, but is that what you need? You
Mm.
need to go over a behavior change. The way you look at yourself, changing the habits at the root, so that you're not like constantly reinventing the wheel again and again. Once you kind of change your behavior and it's set in stone in terms of habits, it's just going to roll out the minute you wake up. There is not much thinking involved anymore. It's like a habit. It's like a unconscious choice now, right? And so many diseases like lifestyle related disorders and metabolic disorders. Like I hear lots of people in the perimenopausal and menopausal phase show up with hypothyroidism, high cholesterol, diabetes, high blood pressure, arthritis in 40s, right?
Yeah.
And all of these can be resolved through a holistic lifestyle change. So rather than investing in doctors and medications and surgeries, this is a better investment to make. And it's going to have, like you said, another 30 to 40 years of your
Yeah.
life ahead from menopause. You're going to have a better quality of life,
The ripple
without
effect people around you also, right? Like you're surrounded by
absolutely,
people and you show up differently. I think before,
exactly.
if I can remember me going out for meals with people, there was everything, oh, I won't have this, and can you order different from me? It it's not pleasant for people sitting around you when you're like, I have a special order. Can I order mine separately? Because you think it's special. I feel I
Uh,
feel I was an attention seeker back then. Now that when I look at it, why can't we just be the same? Like, I'm just generalizing. If I, because I don't have an allergy, I'm not, if you have allergy, it's a different thing. If dairy
correct.
doesn't suit you, you're vegan, and that's absolutely respected. But if not, people create the problem for themselves. I'll have gluten free, but then I'm not gluten intolerant. So you now can be like, there's something to even if you're eating at home together, it's like we can eat together. It's like not like, well, I'm special for that. So
Absolutely.
in terms of dietitian also, everybody has a knowledge what to eat and not. Instagram, social media, I can Google what's good and what's not. So there's nothing nuance about what a dietitian's going to give you. Eat one bowl of dal and two chapatis. There's nothing new, right? I think we never spoke about that. You shared recipes with me that I still have and I would refer to, but we never spoke about what do you want me to start off in the morning, because I think we spoke about that we already know that what vegetables are good, and right?
Exactly. So there is no dearth for knowledge. It's about
Yeah.
uh, filling the gap between knowing and doing. We don't
Yeah.
do enough consistently, right?
No.
So that's where a coach can come in to bridge that gap and help
Yeah.
you form those habits that you've been stuck with for a really, really long time. You've not been able to do it. A coach helps you do it consistently until
Exactly.
it becomes a habit, and then you're good to go. Exactly like you are in a phase right now. And congratulations, Anita. Kudos to you for the way you've shown up, your commitment. It's been such a pleasant journey.
Thanks to you.
I will definitely reminisce all of our
I don't know if I've
conversations.
been an easy one or not. I can say I've been a pretty tough, naughty.
Not at all. See, everybody starts somewhere, Anita. And the point is, you made an effort to change,
Yeah.
and that counts, right? You tried, and
I
that
did.
definitely
I
counts.
know. I will
So,
give
right,
myself.
if not in action, it was definitely in intent, and intent actually drives your action. So brilliant stuff, Anita, and it's been such a pleasant journey. My doors are always open. Whatever challenges that you have, you can definitely shoot me a message, or if you feel like you want to jump on a call, I'm happy to do that also. So the thing is, once you get into the eighth element coaching program, you're never off. Even though you may graduate, I'm constantly there checking in with you. You can share your updates. So that's how it is with the entire eighth element family. And I'm so happy to have you, as one of them.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for all your
Take
support.
care. Absolutely. My pleasure, Anita. Thank you so much.